1976 to 1991, I call it Roots Above Ground. In this journal are all of the early dreams and messages from the ethereal plane. As the bridge builder, I think I really do need to document all of my dreams right now. And it's interesting, this dream I'm going to tell you about, my ex-husband, who is no longer with us, he's also on the ethereal plane. Maybe I better put him on my traveling team. When I told him this dream, it was right as I was telling him I had to get a divorce from him after all these years together. He said, "What took you so long?" I said, "Well, I guess I'm just a little retarded." At any rate, the dream I told him was the bulldozer dream, and it was so clear to me that I did need to begin building bridges, and I had to start from the other side. And as I interpreted that at the time, and I have always interpreted that as starting from the other side of the world, and that's why I went to Russia all those times. Now I'm beginning to believe that maybe Billy is the bridge builder because Billy needs to build bridges starting from the other side, meaning starting from the ethereal plane. The first dream that I need to read from this journal, however, is not the bulldozer dream. I'm going to read the dream about crossing a canyon. Traveling through, this was in March of '83. Traveling through a city, Glenn and I decided to go back home via an alternative route, one which was off the track and unknown to either of us. It was a coastal route that also went over mountainous areas. On the coast, the road was washed out and hard to travel, but we did get through it. The interesting part of the dream was in the mountains, or the cliff really, or more like a raised railroad bed crossing a canyon. While we were crossing, I noticed that the whole underpinning of the bed had been washed away, and we were already driving on a wooden skeletal bridge suspended by a cable from both ends on the right side only. And I drew a little picture of it. I don't know if you can see it, but it was just like really, you really can't see that clearly. But the cable was drawn along one side, suspended cable running along the right side of the old structure. The old road bed was washed away underneath it, and wooden slats approximately a foot apart intersected ties approximately 3 to 4 foot apart made up the bridge. Okay, as we reached the middle, I noticed the cable beginning to get springy from the weight and the movement of our car. The whole structure was vibrating slowly up and down. We slowed down so it wouldn't break. Then I noticed a green flashing light on the cable, starting from the far end and approaching us at regular intervals, matching the ties. I realized that this was a signal device showing us that all was okay. The bridge would not break as long as that flashing green light was green. It indicated that the cable was not vibrating too much. We kept crossing very slowly so as not to set up more vigorous vibrations. Once the light reached the end of the bridge behind us, it recycled and signaled again. This took about 15 seconds per cycle. On the third cycle, the light turned yellow. Just in front of our car, I realized this meant that the vibration was getting too intense. We were just a little over halfway across. On the next cycle, the light turned red just under the front wheels. Now it was really getting dangerous. Because the bridge could snap at any moment, we kept going, but very slowly, and we made it to the other side. I don't know if the bridge snapped behind us or not. But when we got down the mountain, we told our story to two maintenance men who were assigned to that road and the bridge upkeep. They told us that we were very lucky because the red light usually means that you won't make it across.